a lot of experience in boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, MMA, sambo. So I have a lot of experience across a lot of fields.
The winner of the main event, Joshua Joker James. Thank you, everybody.
All right, guys. So today we have with us Joshua Joker James. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you coming on board. How are you doing today, Joshua?
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, not a problem. So off the bat, you've been actually having a serious climb recently in the MMA world in Trinidad. So first off, tell me a little bit about yourself, how you started off in martial arts, the age and what have you.
I started off in martial arts very late in my life. It was kind of like a decision to just get fit at the point in time. It was a motivator because, I was getting a little pot belly. And I was saying to myself, yeah, well, I might just go and try to do something. I started off with jiu-jitsu, just doing like some classes on an evening after work and that kind of thing. And my coach decided, well, hey, I think you are adapting really, really quickly and really, really well to all these skills that I am showing you. So what do you think about doing a competition? I did my first competition, which was Dragon Cup.
Okay.
That was a grappling tournament, right? After that, it was a boxing tournament, which is Rabs,
Yeah.
which was the first Rabs to ever happen, and I ended up doing a main event for that, and that kind of set the precedence for everything going forward
Yeah.
afterwards.
What's the
But
name
my
of your
first,
BJJ coach, if I may ask?
at the point in time, it was Mudasa,
Okay.
but right now it's Coach Gill,
Okay. Warren Gill.
from Gracie Jiu Jitsu.
All right. Awesome.
But I mean, it was more or less just me getting myself in the field late and kind of just discovering like, hey, I might be good at this, or I might have some level of talent for it. And I just took it from there. But there was a turning point where it is I actually had a realization that this is something that I wanted to do. It was kind of in a situation where I had nothing left and I had nothing else. And I just wanted to throw myself into the world of martial arts because it was the only thing that I had at that point in time. And I just gave everything to it. I just gave myself 100% into martial arts and competition and teaching and coaching and that kind of thing. And just, I've watched it give me back 100-fold what it is I've put in. So also very, very grateful for that as well.
So you say you started off as a fitness journey and kind of evolved into becoming a combat athlete.
Yeah.
I heard you mention boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What other styles or martial art systems did you practice in order to get ready for it?
I practice, well, there's jiu-jitsu, there's boxing, there's kickboxing, there is taekwondo, there's sambo, well, obviously MMA, right?
Yeah, of course.
Uh, what did I miss? Yeah, that was about it. I mean,
Would you say you have a favorite one?
a favorite one, if it is I had nothing else in terms of nothing else to go to, and I only had to pick one, I think I'll pick MMA because I'll be able to do everything.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a way to have my cake and eat it too kind of situation. Even
Yeah,
though I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
get everything, I could get this one thing that encapsulates everything now,
And
Yeah.
which of the disciplines that make up MMA would you say is your preferred or the one you're best at?
I think my grappling
Mhm.
would be the thing that I shine most in. Mainly because that's where I started and I have a love for it. Um, and I've gained a great respect for it because of the levels that it has to it. I mean, striking is its own beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
But there's a certain level of mental fortitude that goes into jiu-jitsu, where it is, you're literally breaking down how it is to break this person or manipulate their body into a way that's gonna force them to submit or force their body to give in and break.
Hmm.
It's it's something majestic about it, you know?
And it's interesting that you should say that grappling is one of your strong points because from the fights I've seen of you, many of them have finished on the ground, either with ground and pound, like your last one, which we'll get to,
Yeah.
or a submission. I know when I was in St. Lucia and I brought an athlete over there, he was one of our good guys because he was a boxer. Um, and you totally worked with him. That was an awesome renegade choke, I must say. You are really, really talented. I think you made a good choice when you did that transition and you decided to encapsulate everything. Let me tell you, guys, Joshua is one of the coolest guys that I've ever met. I'll never forget the first time you met. Remember when we first time we met with you, me, and
Yeah.
Al?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
wanted to try some Trinidadian. For those who don't know, international people watching, Joshua is Trinidadian. So we wanted to try some Trinidadian roti. And let me tell you this. I was dying for some Trini roti, bro. And he brought us to a mall and he treated us. I was like, okay, dog will pay for it. He said, no, 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 no. I'll treat it. Just because you need to understand the delicacy of
Mm.
Trinidadian roti. And to this day, I have never forgotten the awesome treatment you're giving us. But at the end of the day, you may be a nice guy, but when it's time to fight, you do this kind of switch. Like, how do you do that? What is it that makes you turn from Joshua the cool guy James to Joshua the Joker James?
Well, I mean, it's a compartmentalized situation going on where if I continue to be Joker outside of the ring, I might not be able to keep clients, I might not be able to keep students, I might not be able to keep a job, mainly because the ego and the confidence that goes into to being Joker
Mhm.
creates a real rift when it comes to normal people because
Ah,
everybody not really trying to show themselves up as this big thing, right? So I could go around and be cool and be calm and not have anything to really worry about, mainly because I know who I am, right? And I could be the family man. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. So it's like I have all these things going on in life. So I can't just walk around with a big chip on my shoulder, like, yeah, I'm the best person in the world
that's
and
fair.
whatever. Because I'm not the best person in the world. And there's a million guys I'm sure that's capable of beating my ass, right? But here's the thing. I would be willing to give you that fight and be willing to even put myself on the line and say, well, yeah, well, I'm willing to try,
Yeah,
right? And because of that, I had to make a decision to separate the two. So now, when I am getting ready to go into the ring, there's a moment where it is I have to make a decision of, okay, I cannot be nice.
yeah,
I could be respectful.
yeah,
I could be chivalrous, but this is a fight game, and the fight game, it's all about hurting people, and this is just the thing that we're in, the field that we're in,
yeah.
and I have to be able to say, well, hey, I am willing to hurt you, maybe even permanently,
Mm,
if it gets to that point, but that does not mean that I hate you or that I wish the worst on you. It just means that this is just the sport that we're in. And it's a brutal thing. But it's also beautiful in the fact that even after we try to kill each other inside of there, I could still come and shake your hand and say, hey, that was a great fight. And thank you for even taking the fight, because sometimes you get to a point where you don't get fights and people don't want to fight you, and everybody's kind of just keeping their distance and that kind of thing, because I don't know, they find like, okay, you're on a rise and I don't want to be part of that stepping stone that you're going to be stepping on to get to a higher level.
yeah.
But I mean, the people that are willing to put that on the line, hats off to them. thankful for them, you know.
So you mentioned earlier, you said clients and students. There apparently is a difference. So what do
Yeah.
you do? You inspire people, but you have clients, you have students. Define that a little bit for me. Give me a little bit more about it.
Okay, clients are like people that I do personal training.
Also, you're a personal trainer. Awesome.
Yeah. So it's like, they come, they want to learn how to box, how to kickbox, how to do a little grappling, a little wrestling, some MMA, maybe for self-preservation or self-preservation,
Preservation. Yeah.
self-defense. Um, and then there are my students who come into a class, and they would all be there for me to coach them,
Mhm.
because it's like they're trying to get ready to fight, they're
Yeah.
trying to go forward and become greater, and that kind of thing. And I've had numerous successful students that went out there and fight and did great things. Um, and shout out to them, because
Mhm.
they really inspire me to go forward and really say, well, yeah, you have a knack for this. And I'm glad that I'm able to like pass that on to them, because then they look at me like, they watch me fight, and like, coach, you're really so good, and that kind of thing. And I watch them like, bro, you are knocking people out. I've
Yeah.
never knocked anybody out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is I have to do to knock somebody out, but I've never been able to. But I beat them. You
Yeah.
understand? I beat them convincingly. And it's like, you have such talent for that, and that kind of thing. Or I would have another student who's just, I mean, he's like, have you ever seen Bivol fight?
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Bro, and he's quick. And
Wow.
it's like, I have these students, and they're looking up to me, and I'm watching them like, bro, you're way more talented than I am. And it's just that I've been in the field a little bit longer, so I have a little bit more wear and tear on me, so that I understand. I can be calm in the
Yeah.
in the in the act of it. I could weather the storm and not really feel anything at this point. And listen, Elgood, it had a situation last night where I sat down and I was thinking. I was like, before or
Mhm.
after a fight, I used to feel this kind of like butterflies and,
Yeah.
and and all that nervousness, and I felt like nothing, like there was nothing. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's like, I think I'm making myself, or I've gotten so comfortable in the fact that I could be in the ring and know that I'm going in there to get hurt or hurt somebody, and just be okay with it. And it take me a little while to get here, but I'm here now. But back to my students, and I mean, some people are casual. Some
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
don't really want to fight somebody.
Yeah.
Some people just want to learn to defend themselves. And then there are those that really want to go and push it to that limit, and really get themselves a name and make a
Mhm.
name for themselves,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really push their talents out into the world. And I mean, I'm all here for it, all here for that journey, just watching that grow. I mean, it's like being a gardener and watching your flowers grow into magnificent
True.
beauties, and
True.
it's awesome.
But it seems to me that you really enjoy coaching, you really enjoy teaching. But that transition that you're going through, it happens with a lot of fighters from what I've researched, from what I've understood. It starts off with the jitters after a few fights, when you got more experience, it kind of becomes like a calm, like a harmonious point where you know what you
Mm,
have to do, and you reach that serene point that you just have to do it, and you're going to get it done. Right? I think
yeah,
that's the point that you've reached. It's really a beautiful thing that martial arts can bring you to that level of calm and serenity within, especially as a
yeah.
warrior, because people think it's just violence. But at the end of the day, it
No,
actually brings something good to you. Speak a little bit about how what it has brought for you in that regard.
listen, I was a real angry youth. Um, and that kind of followed me into my adulthood.
Mm,
But not to say that I was outside like causing people distress or any kind of thing like that. It's just that emotionally I was
yeah.
still a little bit unstable in a
Yeah.
sense that sometimes I might get overly angry about something, or I might not have been emotionally intelligent or intelligent enough at that point in time. And that stems from, just being in a rough childhood and that kind of thing, right? Because in school, I was really, really angry. Like I'll
Yeah.
be good, and the same way how it is, I have this switch between Joker and Joshua
Yeah. Yeah.
is like I'd be laughing and playing and everything would be good, and then somebody does something to me, or something doesn't seem very right, and it just switches, and I go from, or as my vice principal at the point in time used to tell
Mm.
me, Joshua would be really nice, and then somebody would do something and he would go from 0 to 100.
Mm.
There's no in between, and it's like I had to actually like take a little stock of myself, like am I just lashing out like every time that I'm taking, am I just lashing out?
Yeah.
And getting into martial arts, I realized that uh, I could be how pissed, how vexed. If it is I don't have the skill or the gas tank to be able to do anything, I'm just gonna be angry and folded.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So it's like it created a situation where I had to become humble,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to put myself in a position to listen, and not be constantly just thinking that, hey, I is the baddest thing. I Once I see red is all over, And listen, at one point in time I was one of those guys. I
Mm.
was one of those guys. Once I see red, hey, it's all over. But like you get to a point, like after you go through that initial like beat down, you start thinking to yourself, boy, I don't want to get myself too hyper in the ring,
Yeah.
because I might burn out, and I don't want to experience that feeling of just burning out. And it gets to a point where, all right, after that, you kind of get past that point of, all right, I could survive for the 3 rounds,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I could be able to say, well, all right, I could push it a little bit more, I could go a little bit further. And I mean, now you get to a point where it's just calm. And you're just there in the waters, and you're not troubled by anything. It's more like your water.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to mold into anything that you're into, and there's nothing that on earth that will be able to stop you from going anywhere or achieving anything, because you can't stop it. You can't stop me. And it's just a situation of realization, like, hey, you've gone from being completely controlled by your anger and your emotions to now being able to take a deep breath and saying to yourself, hey, it's not that deep. There's probably a reasonable excuse for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I may need to take a step back and observe it. Same way if it is I'm getting eat up in the ring, and I need to really take a step back and say, whoa, all right, let me adjust to how this person is coming towards me. And that kind of thing is the same thing in life, man. Like life will
Yeah.
be kicking your ass,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you need to take a step back and see, well, all right, why am I getting my ass kicked right now? Why am I, like getting beat up right now by life? Maybe I am the cause for this, or maybe people that I'm hanging around might be bad for me, or the environment that I'm putting myself in, or maybe I'm just not taking care of myself enough, too
Mm-hmm.
much stress, that kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. And it stems from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere. It's just that you need to understand where it's coming from, and from there be able to accept that this is what is happening, and not deny the fact that it's happening,
Yeah.
and deal with it
Yeah.
accordingly. Like shit, nothing else you could do. You could waste time and just allow it to just fester, and I mean,
And eat
just
you up. Yeah.
yeah, like you don't really have anything to do other than just change and
Yeah.
become better.
It seems to me that the martial arts, mixed martial arts, assisted with your own personal development. And right now, I don't know how it is in Trinidad, but I know for St. Lucia, we are having like a wave of violent crime. And I honestly believe that martial arts, mixed martial arts
It's
in
the same
general,
here.
can assist with persons at least learn how to deal with themselves. I don't know many fighters that fight outside of the ring.
Mm.
Like we only fight in the ring, and after that is like we're cool. So,
Yeah,
and to me, that's a beautiful thing. That's something
it
that can
is.
really assist with social transformation. What do you think about that?
I think it could definitely, listen, it could definitely create some awareness of what it is could potentially happen in any situation, in any dangerous situation. Because I think a lot of people kind of walk around the place unaware of what violence does or
Yeah,
what could transpire from violence. Because you'll always hear afterwards when people have done like really tragic things, it's like, oh, I really never meant to do that. Oh, I really never meant to hurt people like this. I was just angry. Or even the older convicts and that kind of thing be like,
yeah,
boy, I was just an angry youth, I didn't have guidance and that kind of thing. And it's like, what if we could be able to like get kids aware of violence, aware of potential dangers that come about from being in certain situations like this? Because I mean, what is going to happen when it is you experience this level of violence and now you could be able to make a decision like, hey, I don't think this is something that I should do, or
hmm
there are better ways to handle this
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Because this is where diplomacy or a way for us to well, uh, the word,
The mindset,
a mindset and a way for us to banter and
but yes,
really,
yes, yes, yes. To sort
like,
out the issues.
yeah, sort it out because it didn't really make no sense that we gain angry and gain physical because at the end of the day, it's just a disagreement that we're having, or and it's really and truly usually just disagreements that we'll be
Yeah,
having, things that we could talk about and literally get to a place of, okay, I could not forgive you for this, but I don't need to kill you for that.
yeah, yeah.
I could allow the law to handle you and that kind of thing, and I could be able to go on with my life without having to feel like, hey, I need to murder you for this situation when it really doesn't call for it. I mean, there will be situations where you really need to defend yourself
hmm
and it's either life or death, but not everything is life or death, you
True.
know? There's levels to this life, man. There's levels to it. And as long as people continue to live that the way they're living right now, I mean, I don't see things changing very much.
I mean,
But
at the end of the day,
hope it
I
will
believe
better.
that to some degree, there's a healthy part to conflict. Conflict helps you realize there's an issue and there's a problem. That's why I really like promotions and organization like street beefs. I mean, rather than shoot each other, kill each other, put on a pair of gloves and hash it out.
Mm, mm.
But I don't think people understand that just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean that one, you hate them, two, you're against them, or three, you're interested in imposing your desires or your will onto them. And they, you get that understanding when you learn martial arts because you may have somebody in the gym that's better than you that you don't like, and you still have to slap hands, bump fists, and you still have to take care of your training partner. Because I mean, if you break your toys, you have nothing to play with later. So
Exactly.
you don't want to hurt your buddies, part of your team, even if you're in the ring, you don't want to hurt them because sometimes you want to damage them in that you want to win. But you're not
Yeah.
trying to take their life because then this person might come up again. And at the end of the day, you'll see them on the street. You'll see them at, if you have training camps and if you have workshops, you'll see them and you'll be buddies, you'll be shaking hands. You don't want to have that kind of grudge going around. So I believe that is actually an awesome point that you made. It's really commendable that you can see that point and that aspect and how martial arts have transformed your life. But what I want to know is when you're preparing for fights, what goes into preparation of a fight for you? Like, what's your nutrition like? What's your training like? How do you is it really intense? What is it like preparing for a fight for you?
So preparing for a fight for me, I don't think I've ever been for the last 2 years. I don't think I've been out of a fight camp.
Ah,
Yeah. So I don't know what normal training looks like
okay.
because this is normal for me, right? And there's just a little bit more intense way to
Yeah,
try to kill me. And I'd give hats off to my coaches and things for that because yeah, there'll be times where we're sparring and that kind of thing, and they're doing stuff. I remember getting ready for a cockfight, which was a couple of weeks ago,
yeah,
and I watch it. He's on top of me, and I'm defending myself, and I'm like, bro, you're trying to kill me, or and he's like, yeah, because I want you to go in that ring and I want you to murder that guy. I want you to completely just get rid of him, man. And I'm like, it in that moment, I felt a sense of pride
yes,
within myself. Like my coach thinks that I am capable of doing this.
yeah, yeah,
And it filled me with a sense of joy on the inside as well, because it's like, damn, he sees this and he is now pushing me past my limit to bring this out of me.
yes, yes.
And I'm like, okay, all right. And I had like what 2 more rounds to go,
Yeah,
and these were 5-minute rounds against a professional fighter who's been dominating the scene for a while. And it's
yeah,
like, hey, if it is I could survive this, there's not much people could do things to me. There's not much, right? And so you're saying like preparation and that kind of thing, man. I get slaughtered.
yeah,
Um, this is because I have a boxing coach, I have a wrestling coach, I have a
yes,
jiu-jitsu coach, I have an MMA coach, I have a taekwondo coach. I
yeah.
mean, I'd go back to my taekwondo classes. But don't, don't make too much noise about
I hope
that,
it's not
right?
instant because I'll make sure he sees it.
Right? But I mean, it's all about my scheduling and that kind of thing. Because I mean, after work, I have to take
Yeah,
care of myself.
yeah.
And not only that, I also have my family to take care of,
Hmm.
I have bills to pay,
Yeah,
shit. And I put in time for study and that kind of thing. I
true,
mean,
true.
a lot of things goes into it.
So you said
The
earlier
nice thing
about, oh
about
yeah,
it
sorry,
though,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
the nice thing about it though is my eating,
Yeah,
I have a little leeway with it,
yeah.
mainly because me and my buddy are friends and we could eat anything and make weight, right?
Ah, you have the lucky
So
ones.
we have that kind of benefit, right? But I think it's mainly because of the body type that I have,
Yeah.
which is a really weird body type. I usually get a lot of a lot of stink eye from one of my coaches because he's like, Dan, how you could be 30, right? And fluctuating from 155 to 175, and you're able to cut weight from right there to down there
Wow.
within 2 weeks, and it's just wherever it don't really matter to you. It don't really even it don't even look like it phases you in that sense. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I didn't know nothing about this. Like I know ritually fighting. See, it's just been like about 2 to 3 years now, and it's like, like just consistently working. And I mean, there's what happened. I'm working for it.
I
It's not
think it's
like
because you keep
I just
yourself in shape.
yeah,
Yeah.
I train it every day, so it's
Yeah.
almost like sometimes the thing that's hardest for me is to put on weight
Ah,
because I'm training so much sometimes 2, 3 times a day I'm
yeah.
training and it's
Yeah.
like too much
Yeah.
and my body can't keep up because it's like damn
You're burning all these calories all the time.
all the
All the
calories.
time.
The Volt, give me a second, right? I have a macaroni pie
No
in the
problem. Check
oven.
it. Go check it.
Let me just go check it.
No
Smelling it,
problem.
smelling good.
Please.
Just want to give a little show of the
Oh
pie,
yeah. Looking good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Looking good. Alright, guys, I hope you're enjoying this interview. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you could be notified when the next one comes out. See you guys in the next video.
I do have a lot of experience in boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, MMA, sambo, so I have a lot of experience across a lot of fields.
The winner of the main event, Joshua Joker!